This, dear friends, is Praggnanandhaa, and he is in the US. But he's not alone. He's there along with his sister and World Championship challenger Vaishali. What are they both doing in the US? Well, Pragg is playing from the 2nd to the 6th, the St. Louis Rapid and Blitz tournament, and then he will play at the Sinkfield Cup. Vaishali will play from the 8th of August in the Cairns Cup, which is one of the top women's tournament in the world. It's amazing to see the siblings there. The Sinkfield Cup is organized and all these events by Rex Sinkfield, who is an amazing promoter of chess. This is the playing venue of the St. Louis Rapid and Blitz, and you can see top players are playing here like Sindarov, Anish Giri, Wesley So, Jordan Van Forest and many more. In the first round, Praggnanandhaa had a very solid draw against Lenier Dominguez. It was a very solid game, but in the second round, all hell broke loose as Pragg played against Levon Aronian. Now this is a game worth seeing. Pragg managed to outwit his opponent with some amazing moves. Let's have a look at the critical moment and how Pragg managed to beat Aronian from there. Here we have a very standard position from the Slav defense. In this position, Aronian played it very ambitiously with the move c5. And Pragg simply took it and said, "Hey Levon, you can't get your pawn back." Bishop went back to b7. A very natural move like queen to c7 does not work because after e4, knight takes c5, e5, already white has a winning advantage because the knight is jumping into the d5 square. This is exactly the problem that was faced as Pragg pushed his pawn to e4. Levon played a4, bishop dropped back, queen c8 and e5 came in. The knight moved to the side of the board and Pragg could have maintained status quo with queen bishop e4 and he would have been better, but instead went e6. Knight takes pawn, takes, king h8, and you can see already the bishop is looking here, but Pragg hardly cared. He jumped in with his knight attacking the e7 pawn, and rook came to a6, bishop e3, and from here Pragg played an amazing game. He sacrificed his rook on a1, and after bishop takes a1, knight e7 attacking the queen, queen e6, he took here, because if you play queen takes, then there's a check and you lose the queen, which is the reason why Levon played here bishop takes f3, but after check, knight dropping back, bishop c5, white had everything in control. The bishop was coming to b3, the rook was coming to e1, knight takes g6 was happening, the knight was pinned, and the game ended very quickly with bishop takes, bishop d4 and knight d5. Everything was under control, and here Levon Aronian resigned. What an amazing win that was by Praggnanandhaa, and after the game, Pragg and everyone analyzed together, and with this Pragg moved to 3 points out of 4, and in the third round, that is the final round of day 1, he faced off against Fabiano Caruana. Look at that focus, and what a game this was by Pragg. Let's have a look. In this position, Fabi, who is playing with the white pieces, goes wrong with the move queen b2. It's a very subtle error, and Pragg immediately identifies it and plays h6. The knight has to go back, and now comes this amazing move, pawn takes pawn and queen d3. Keeping an eye on all the pieces, and after rook e2, a very powerful move would have been g5. Naturally, Pragg was a bit afraid that his king would open up, and he played knight c6. This led to Fabi fighting back, and we soon had a queen trade. But things sharpened up when Pragg sacrificed 2 pieces for a rook. He played knight takes pawn. Now, if you play rook takes rook, then you have knight takes f3 followed by bishop takes e3. Black is doing well there. So bishop takes d4. He took on c1 and Fabi got 2 pieces for a rook. But look at black's rooks. This rook is active here, the other rook is active here, and the knight is doing well. After bishop b6, g5, king g2, pawn takes pawn, knight came to d3. Slowly and steadily, Fabi went wrong, especially knight c5, when Pragg saw that the knight which was being protected by the bishop can be attacked. And now it was trouble time because knight d7, rook b7, and before you know it, black was winning. Bishop f2, and here a very decent way to continue was rook takes pawn, rook takes knight, king takes, and king takes f6, which would have ended with a winning position for black, especially because king takes f4 is met with knight d3 check. But instead Pragg went for the other move. He sacrificed here, and now his central pawns are just too strong. He even gave up the rook and was a piece down. But look at those pieces, look at the rook, look at the pawns, look at the king, and slowly and steadily the pawns moved ahead, and Pragg managed to queen his pawns here and win the game. And with this, he managed to beat Fabiano Caruana. After day 1 of the St. Louis Rapid and Blitz, Pragg is the sole leader with 5 out of 6. 4 more days to go, and we wish Pragg all the best.